My girlfriend, 22F, broke up with me, 22M, and gave me a month to change myself. So my girlfriend and I recently got into a fight which, to be honest, was mostly instigated by her. We have been having these fights for a while now, ever since I have been spending this month away from her, in a different city. Now, she says she is done with me disrespecting her and wants to break up. It was only after I pleaded that she has given me a month to work on myself and show her I have changed. She says that if she notices that I have changed when I meet her a month later, she will take me back. However, until then we will only be talking once weekly and she will be seeing other people and would let me know if she finds feelings for anyone. She has however told me that it would definitely take some time to get over me. However, I think my question is this the end of our relationship and I am just making it easier for her to move on and out of my love, or is there really some hope? She did mention that getting back with me now would mean that she would let her friends and herself down, which means that her friends would anyway be encouraging her to move on from me. It was only after I pleaded that she has given me a month to work on myself and show her I have changed. She only said that to get away from you safely and give herself enough time to distance and protect herself. Dude, you should leave that girl alone. You're abusive and shouldn't be dating anyone until resolving your issues for good. You're going to need way more than self-control and a month to achieve that. First of all, it's over time to move on. So part of your problem is that you don't know how to fight if you're getting frustrated and calling your partner derogatory slurs. You need to fix that before getting into your next relationship or the problems will continue. I would suggest therapy and be honest about learning how to have disagreements without getting verbally abusive and communicating with your partner. Also ask your therapist for a recommendation for a good book on boundaries. This was never a healthy relationship to begin with. Kinda burying the lead here by omitting your verbal abuse op. Do better and stay the fuck away from this woman. The only thing that matters here is, do you think you need to change in the way she mentioned? I, F32, was cheated on by partner, M40. While pregnant, no condom, I'm called drama. About 9 months ago I, F32, was 6 months pregnant, when my partner, M40, told me he had recently cheated on me without a condom with a 27-year-old woman with herpes. She is the girlfriend of a bandmate of the band he is in. The band member knows and doesn't really care as they have an on-off relationship, I guess. He and I have been together for 5 years. I had hyperemesis gravidarum my whole pregnancy. I was in the several times, I lost 20 pounds. I am still underweight, with an underweight BMI. He won't block her, he won't stop playing with the band. He won't give me any access to money except a little here and there to get by. He lives in my house that I own and pays the gas bill and things for our son. I will be returning to work soon as I have no money now. I am a realtor, so I hope I will be able to get work soon. I am high functioning, I work out, cook, keep this house clean. I breastfed exclusively for months even when I desperately needed a break. He wouldn't let me have a break to give him organic formula even once until he was 4 months old. He hates me and I don't know why. He literally tells me my tears are fake. I have literally done all of the sleepless nights except maybe 10 times. I sleep alone with the baby and he sleeps in a separate room. And I worked retail during the holidays and Black Friday to make money for gifts. It's never enough. This morning he called me crazy and psycho for again sobbing about everything. I finally broke down for real and called his sister, who is 45 and has kids and recently went through a difficult divorce, and she is understanding and supportive and doesn't think I am crazy. I am not trying to put her in the middle of this, but she knows we are struggling and said she would talk to him. He still goes out, plays music. I haven't socialized once basically in a year and a half. My self-respect is gone. But he's a good father. Too long did not read. My partner cheated on me when I was pregnant, won't block her on Instagram, and tells me I am crazy for my emotional reactions. I am also without any access to money and he lives in my house. He thinks I am immature about the Instagram stuff. Why won't he block her? He cheated on me when I was pregnant. How is that just jealousy? Of course I am jealous. I feel desperate. Friend. It's time to go. He can be a good father from somewhere else. Also, as an aside, remember the relationship you're in is the model for what your baby will think is normal in their adult life. If you wouldn't want this for them, do not accept it for yourself. He cheated. He won't let you. He hates me. Why do you still want him? I get he's the father of your child, but this is not a healthy relationship. Would you be ecstatic if your son turned out exactly like him? Would you be proud of your son if he treated anyone as you're being treated? Because he will if you stay. I left because I had kids. Just because he shows up to do the easy things for the kid doesn't mean he's a good father. Good fathers manage all relationships and support a balanced, happy family. This man baby is not a good father. You think the big issue here is whether or not this guy follows the herpes girl he had sex with on Instagram? Get rid of the partner, he's an ass. Your life would be better without him. My brother, 30 male, announced his engagement just before my 25 male wedding. My brother unexpectedly announced his engagement to his partner 2 weeks before my wedding. My fiancée, now wife, was initially quite upset about this as she felt it was too close to our wedding and that news of their engagement would take away from our wedding. I think there may be a cultural aspect to this too, as her parents seemed quite surprised by this. She requested that it not be talked about or mentioned during our wedding day. Sure enough, on the wedding day several people commented on my brother's partner's engagement ring, and my wife has to explain to people on her own wedding day about their engagement. This left her absolutely heartbroken and irate. She was floods of tears on the day of our wedding and several days afterwards. A week after our wedding they announced the date of their wedding, which only made things worse. Months have now passed and nothing has improved. She feels like my whole family haven't taken her seriously enough about this and it's getting between us. I think she's in a bad place mentally and I'm doing everything I can to help her, but equally at times I feel she is too harsh about my family, and I understand my brother wanting to have shared the news when he did. I feel my only option is to get my whole family around a table and try to talk this out. If that doesn't resolve things I can't help but think I want a divorce, as I don't want to spend my life with someone so angered by my family. I'm not sure what to do and any fresh perspective would be appreciated. I've left out many details but feel this covers the main points. Thanks. She should assert dominance and announce she's pregnant 2 weeks before their wedding. No one is taking her seriously because she's being melodramatic. Honestly, she needs to get a grip. People aren't going to put their lives on hold because you're getting married. Instead of being happy for her soon-to-be brother-in-law, she had a tantrum about it. She's acting like he got on the mic at the reception and proposed to his partner with an orchestral choir and white doves. Geez. Where did this idea that two happy events can't be celebrated close together come from? Your wife needs to grow up. It's called wedding day and not wedding month or year. She needs to get over herself. She's childish and totally overreacting. Has she always been a freaking drama queen? People get engaged all of the time and it takes nothing away from your wedding. News flash: people discuss all sorts of things at weddings. The bride and how gorgeous she is not the only allowed topic. Them having conversations about their engagement did nothing to detract from your day. And they announced their date after your wedding, but that still wasn't good enough for her. What did detract was your wife acting like a child and pouting. I'd start with a blunt conversation with her and try to get her to grow up before the relationship with your family is damaged irreparably. My 23 male girlfriend, 24 male, is transactional. We've been together 1 year. I cook dinner for us pretty regularly. I'll bring the groceries over to her place and cook. And that's it. When she invites me over and cooks for me, she always asks me to contribute to half of the meal cost, or bring half the groceries. One time I brought the groceries over but didn't have soy sauce. She bought some and was like, "Can you send me $3 for the soy sauce?" I refused because I thought it was odd to ask that. Like, soy sauce is just a basic condiment? And besides, I was already bringing the groceries. She was kind of irked when I refused, and didn't really see how it was fair. I have obliged with these requests in the past without too much thought, but suddenly something hit me. I can't help but think she is treating me in a very transactional way. I see where she is coming from. Splitting stuff is obviously fair. What do you do when your partner wants to treat your relationship in this 50-50 way? Personally, I can't help but feel it's odd. That is odd. Especially considering that you don't act the same, that she can say she does it because you do or something. Have you sat and had a conversation with her about it? Does she have monkey problems or grew up with money problems that she feels she needs to try hold onto every cent? If you end up living together, how will those finances work if she can't even buy a sauce without turning it into a financial transaction between you? So it's time you start charging her half for any groceries you buy and see how she reacts. It sounds like your relationship is really one-sided. Next time you bring groceries to cook, ask her for half of the cost. Easy mode. If she responds hypocritically, then you get more information than you had before and get to make a more informed decision. Or you could talk to her about how what she is doing makes you feel and what you envision for the relationship. First off, all relationships are transactional to some degree. You can give her what makes her happy or she leaves. She gives you what makes you happy or you leave. That's the basic gist of any relationship. But your girlfriend is just stingy. I recommend, if you want to stay with her, that you bring the receipt for anything you buy and show it to her and tell her to send you half of the amount. Maybe she'll realize she's getting more from you than you're getting from her and then she'll stop. But, if it were me, I wouldn't stay with a person like this. $3 for soy sauce? This feels very ungracious and miserly. Did this start happening after her parents stopped paying rent? I wouldn't treat my friends this way, as I think it is very rude.